Hi, I'm Suzan McDowell, President and CEO of Circle of One Marketing, and this is this no-name show that I have on Community Newspapers Facebook Live Thursdays at noon every other Thursday. So I am very excited. This is my third time on this show, so I'm still trying to get it right. I still need a name for this show, so I'm hoping that Essence is watching. She's our social media coordinator, and we'll come up with something clever. So the last time I was here was Juneteenth. We had a lovely Juneteenth event in Opelika. There were some fantastic events. American Black Film Festival was also on and popping. So a lot of stuff has been happening in the month of June. I went to Afro Nation. I went to Portugal. It was fantastic. A new genre called Amapiano. Amapiano. We're going to talk about that another time. But today, I am very excited that we are going to be talking about the South Florida Book Festival, which is in Broward County, in Fort Lauderdale to be exact. And we have here the handsome and talented Tray Fitzpatrick, who is the librarian for adult services.
Yes.
So, hi, Trey.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello, Susan. Welcome. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Thanks for being here. So, Alex is our producer. Hi, Alex. He's cutie. Am I doing it right, Alex? Exactly. He's like, you're live. Try to do it properly. Okay, so we're here with Tray Fitzpatrick. So, Trey, we're going to have to start from the beginning.
Yes.
Start from the beginning. When you were born, and then what happened?
So when I was born, so originally I'm from Haines City, Florida, a little town in Polk County. Shout out to Polk County. Graduated from Haines City High School. Shout out to the Hornets. Then proceeded to go on to Florida State University, where I got my bachelor's in library science. Well, actually, I got my bachelor's in information studies.
Oh, nice.
And then I went on to get my master's in library science.
What is that? A bachelor's in library science? Like,
So the bachelor's in information studies is basically a study of all information, whether it be literal or, via IT. I got a concentration in hardware and software support from Florida State University, and concentration in I'm sorry, not a concentration, but my minor in communications.
Oh, okay.
And then I went on to, like I say, 2 years later, took a little break, as we all, was kind of burnt out.
Yeah.
And then I went back to go get my master's from Florida State University.
Oh, wow.
And I got that in, like I said, in library sciences with the focus in reference services and children's services.
That is like a very interesting. I've never heard of such a degree, but here you are, a librarian. So did you always want to be a librarian?
Yes. Well, I've always wanted to work with the community and give back some sort of way. Didn't want to quite necessarily be a teacher in the education department in that manner, but I wanted to have some sort of an influence on the community in that way. So I figured the library would be the perfect, place to be. I could refer people to certain education materials, also to certain social services, and, financial services as well.
Yeah.
So it all kind of works all together.
So do you spend a lot of your time going shh, 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 shh? Do you spend a lot of time doing that?
Well, for this location here, it's sort of split. So in AARLCC, we have an adult side and we have a youth services side. Being that I have such a great rapport with a lot of the young teens that come in, they kind of find their way over to the adult side where I'm usually stationed on the desk. Technically, they shouldn't be over there because we try to keep it quiet for the adults to do their work and whatnot. But I tend to kind of let it slide, so long as they kind of, tend to behave. But they like to hang out on that side with me and whatever. And as long as I could get them inside the library, I'm totally fine with wherever they hang out at. So
that's a good point. That's a good point. So you use the acronym AARLCC. I know what that means. You know what that means. So can you tell the audience what it means?
Yes. So AARLCC means the African American Research Library and Cultural Center. It's located at 2650 Southwest. I'm sorry. Thinking of your address. It's located at 2650 Sistrunk Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And basically, what we do is it's centered around all of the African diaspora. We have we have this. I'm sorry. We have.
Centered around the African diaspora.
Yes, it's centered around the African diaspora. We have a nice collection in our special collections unit that's managed by Emily. We have a huge collection of titles focused anywhere from history to the future of African Americans, We have a large children's selection as well. We do a lot for the community. We have tons of events. We have tons of spaces that the public can, they're able to come in and lease out as well. So it's pretty much, it's not just your library. It's more like a library, museum, cultural center. It's all encompassing more or less.
And how long have you worked there?
So this will be my 6th year coming up.
Oh, good. Good. Awesome. So you know everything about the African American Research Library and Cultural Center. So that's awesome. I know that like when it was built many years ago, the Black community in South Florida was so just proud of the fact that we were now getting a library and cultural center that was an official, library, obviously. Probably they're all official. That might sound silly. But that we were getting our own, a library that was going to be dedicated to African American studies and the African American experience. So awesome. Thank you. So next weekend, the African American Research Library and Cultural Center is going to be presenting the South Florida Book Festival.
Yes.
That's July 13th to the 15th at the African American Research Cultural Center, which the address he just gave in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Otherwise known as the AARLCC.
Yes.
So I know you have so many events happening. I feel like there's so many events happening that it's hard to keep up. I know from Tamika Hobbs, who is the Dr. Tamika Hobbs, who is who runs the facility, that a lot of them are already sold out. Like a lot of the events are already sold, but we're going to talk about them anyway. So the name of the name of the festival, the theme of the festival is Word.
Yes. Celebrating
50 years of hip hop, which. We're at 50 years of hip hop. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago on this show, and I love the fact that we're going to be able to continue this. 2023 is 50 years of hip hop. So, tell us a little bit about the festival.
Okay, so the festival, it's like you say, the festival starts Thursday, July 13th. We'll be kicking off 10:30 that morning with one of New York Times best-selling authors in Kwame Alexander. We'll also be having Girls Make Beats. They'll be putting on a demonstration on, for showing you guys how to DJ, how to produce beats.
That's cool.
Very awesome. I'm actually looking forward to that. And, typically when you think of a DJ or you think of a producer, you kind of think of a young male or whatnot.
Yeah.
So to have a group of young ladies coming in to show their talents, it's makes it all the most,
Can I join?
Absolutely, you can.
I mean, I'm young at heart, so
absolutely,
I want to learn how to DJ. That's awesome.
They will be in the building to show you guys their talents, and I'm quite sure they'll be more than happy to take on volunteers and so to come in and show you guys how to do it, because the whole goal is to to basically highlight that not only males or young guys are producers. You can be a young lady and come in and do the same thing they do, if not better. You know what I mean? So
we got like our, got our thing going on.
Absolutely.
What I know, like I said, there's a gazillion events happening, which is awesome. What day is that? What day and time is that?
That will be Thursday, July 13th, and that starts at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
And that goes on until 3. And but we also have an event coming up at 6:30 that same day. Featuring twerk, and that's the transnational, I just want to make sure I get this correct, transnational artistic dance works and practices that evoke revolutionary kinships. And they're being there by Olajima Dance Theater. And I've seen a couple videos from them, via YouTube and stuff that they've sent us, and this is going to be a great show. And that starts at 6:30, and that goes on until 8. And all of this is free.
All of this is free.
All of this is absolutely free. We're not charging you guys anything. We want you guys to come out. It's a way for us to give back to the community, to show them that, not only, when you think of a library, they think of just coming in to maybe check out a book or, something like that. But this library is so much different, so much more different. We do a lot of different programs and a lot of events to try to, reach out to show people just, it's not just this type of location or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it's a place to gather. to put together.
That Thursday night should be so much fun. I'm actually looking very forward to
So that's the 13th. That's the 13th. So tell me again, the DJ is at what time?
Yep. So Thursday, so 10:30 a.m. we have it's basically Youth Day for that Thursday.
Okay.
We'll be featuring New York Times best-selling author Kwame Alexander.
That's at 10:30?
That's at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
It'll start.
Okay.
Girls Make Beats. They'll be featuring. They'll be making their beats and just showing the community how to produce, and they'll be putting on displays and stuff of that nature. And we also have the Museum of Graffiti from down here in Miami as well.
Oh,
they'll
wow.
be putting on a graffiti display. We'll have a big board where they can come in.
It's going to be like a live graffiti
It's going to be a live
display?
demonstration. Yep. When you're speaking of hip hop and the culture, you
have to speak. I mean, look at the
Yep.
the logo word
Yep.
that we're looking at right here is that font is basically
yeah.
what
And that was
spray
one
paint
of,
font.
and that was one of
Graffiti.
the key when we was coming up with the flyer. We just wanted to exude the culture. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I love it.
And the artist, she did such a great job with this with our artwork this
With
year.
the flyer, yeah.
Shout out to the graphic artist. She did great.
So so you're gonna have a graffiti making session, like a graffiti, like how's that go?
Yeah, so they'll be coming back that Saturday to put on another demonstration, and then that same board that they were working on that Thursday evening, it'll be available for those who graffiti, who know how to aerosol.
Yeah.
It'll be set up for them to come in and kind of sign it, add their own little touch to it or whatever. Just in a way to, incorporate the community to, give them something back to let them come in and tag. And we'll keep that board and put it on display as well.
Well, it's really interesting because obviously all this tagging and all this is like a problem. Like it's been a problem for years for a lot of art, real estate. So, I know a friend that owns a piece of property in New York, a big wall, and it's got a beautiful piece of art. And graffiti artists just decided they were going to tag it, and they got painted, and it's just a drama. So it's very interesting that 50 years later, one of those things is kind of like, fine, you know what I mean? Like tagging and graffiti art is so integral to, kind of the hip hop culture.
Absolutely.
So that's great that you're like, fine, come on in. We're going to teach you how to do this.
Absolutely. And hopefully with this, with this coming about, we could have some kind of permanent display or something where we can incorporate more of the local artists to come in and graffiti and do their, do their art. I've always been a fan of graffiti. It just seems like, with all the buildings and everything going up around the areas, seems like a lot of the places where they actually have room to actually graffiti are kind of going away. So they're getting a little creative with some of the buildings that are going up. They're actually letting them come in and graffiti the building for different art purposes and stuff like that. So it's good to see a lot of these buildings do that now. Like I live downtown Hollywood, and the majority of the buildings down in that area have incorporated graffiti on the side of their buildings.
Graffiti or murals?
Murals,
art.
And it's all aerosol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of it is the majority of it is aerosol. So it's great to see that. Like this. They're not just kind of shunning on it like they used to. You're just messing up the buildings or whatever. So it's kind of like they're incorporated into the design.
Well, you know what they figured out. First of all, Wynwood in Miami has really
have changed.
Proven a lot. My agency, when we started Circle of One, our headquarters was in Wynwood at 24th and Northeast 2nd. So I watched Wynwood grow and grow and grow and grow. And then what occurred to me. Wynwood, before Wynwood was what it looks like now. It was a bunch of warehouses. So, and it was purchased, a lot of the property was purchased by Tony Goldman. And so the Goldman Foundation, the Goldman Properties, is really who kind of created Wynwood. It's also the same guy, by the way, that created Soho in New York. But if you look at it, a bunch of warehouses, they're not retail, meaning they're not outwardly facing, they're inwardly facing because all the inventory is inside the warehouse, which inherently makes the box a beautiful canvas. So I think that's one of the reasons that whole area was so it was so opportune for art, is that they literally the buildings themselves create a canvas. And so I think after across the country they started realizing what art, especially public art,
Absolutely.
could do to change the value of real estate.
Absolutely.
And so now it's like we also work with Related.
Mm-hmm.
Related has in-house artists. Adonis Parker's doing a lot of Related stuff in Liberty City, and there's just artists up and down the country really that have partnered with real estate developers to understand exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That downtown Hollywood, all of those landlords or people who own those property
Mm-hmm.
owners have now increased the value of their property by incorporating art.
And it adds a lot more texture to the buildings. It takes away a lot of the monotony from
Yes.
the buildings. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Each building has a different mural, a different image, different type of paintings. Like I say, some is aerosol, some is via the brush. So it just makes it that much more interesting, and it opens it up to everyone. You know what I mean? Not just
exciting.
I guess a retired crowd or this particular crowd. It opens up to everyone to come in, and Hollywood is a very, very cool place. It's not quite as lively as the other ones just yet.
It's okay.
It's actually perfect for me right now, but it's a dope place.
Listen, I started my agency. You've been to Ginger Bay, right?
Yes,
My first client. I started my agency in Ginger Bay.
Oh man, shout out to
Sitting in Ginger Bay with the owner, and she's like, "You're gonna do this marketing campaign," and I was like, "What are you talking about? I work for the radio station." They're like, "You're gonna do this marketing campaign," and she said, "Go, give me a proposal. Come back." I gave her a proposal like this. I gave her a proposal like, and then she goes, "Here's the check." Ginger Bay was my first client.
I love Ginger Bay.
downtown
I love
Hollywood.
Ginger Bay. Yeah,
Yes.
man. It's a lot of new shops are coming up down there, but Ginger Bay is like my go-to.
That was
absolute
2001.
go-to. Yeah, and they're still there.
2001 was my first client.
I moved down here, I think, what was it, 2015? I think I moved down
poppin'.
here. And I walked across the street. I moved downtown. I was like, I didn't want to go out west. I didn't want to go down into Miami. I didn't want to go I wanted to kind of
Hollywood was
be in between.
perfect.
Hollywood was absolutely perfect.
Perfect, because it's on the border. It's South Broward. You could really just scoot right into Miami-Dade and then up to Broward.
And being downtown is perfect. And I get to walk. I don't I drive to work and back. That's pretty much it. When I'm home,
And you're
I walk
single?
Yeah, absolutely single.
Young single man living in Hollywood, downtown Hollywood. Good job. I'm just saying. So anyway, we'll put that away and get right back to the South Florida Book Festival. Ladies, right here, look. So okay, so tell us about. So I do want to get back to the whole the idea of hip hop. But let's talk about specifically about what's the next thing. So then that's Thursday the 13th.
Yep. So Friday we're going to be opening up at 6 p.m. Well, the location will be open for the public at 10 normal hours. But the event will kick off 6 p.m. Friday, and we'll be doing a conversation with Kevin Powell.
Yes, Kevin Powell is a big, huge deal. So tell us, why is Kevin Powell a big, huge deal?
So Kevin Powell, he's for those of you who are not familiar with Kevin Powell, he's one of the producers for MTV's Real World, Vibe magazine, and he's a biographer of Tupac Shakur. So
there you go.
Everyone knows Tupac.
Hip-hop.
If you don't,
hip hop. Okay, so Tupac or Biggie? Biggie. Tupac or Biggie? Tupac or Biggie? I know it's hard. It's rough.
Yeah, it's kind of 50-50.
know, it's hard.
It's kind of 50-50. I'm not going to.
Let's just keep it
I love
moving.
Pac and Biggie kind of equally, so I'm not going to say one or the other to get people to start emailing me or texting me and say, "Hey,
It's
what
like,
are you doing?"
who's your favorite
Yeah,
child? I
exactly.
love them both. Okay, so Friday, what time?
6 p.m. So it'll start
Powell.
at 6.
That's the Kicks and Sips.
Nope. So that's the conversation with Kevin Powell starts
sorry.
at 6. Then the Kicks and Sip will go into that from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m.
So Kicks and Six is like a hot happening reception.
Absolutely. So basically, it's eat, drink, and read. We basically try to have a reception where everyone can come in, meet all the authors,
Meet everybody.
purchase some books, take pictures. It's a 21 and up event because we serve alcohol
Yes.
during that event.
Yep.
The door price will be $25, and that comes with a free book of your choice.
Oh wow! A free book of your choice?
Yes.
Maybe not. We're not
Yes.
really sure. but it's going to come with a lot of entertainment and information.
But yes. So you must be 21 years and over to attend it. Yeah. And so also, I've lost track of this.
It's okay. It's all right. Friday.
Yes, Friday night. But what I'm really looking forward to for Friday night is we have Tallahassee's famous DJ Dimp.
DJ Dimp.
Yeah, DJ Dimp. Anybody who's lived in Tallahassee, I would say from 99, probably even before, up until at least now. I was in Tallahassee between 2002 and 10. So. Anyone who's been up there familiar with his parties, you got Dimp Week, he's DJ'd at the Moon or whatever. So you can't, I felt personally that you can't have a kick sip edition or any kind of, party without highlighting Florida's DJs. For this event here, personally, we're focusing more on the South and their hip hop's contribution to it.
And it's DJ Damp and Jazz Pony Express.
I was going there to Jam Pony Express. I was saving them for last.
So tell me about Jam Pony Express.
Man, Slick Vic, Lot Kujak, and all of the rest of them. If you grew up in Florida, there's no way you can't be familiar with Jam Pony Express, especially if you're in your, I would say, anywhere between over 25 and up. You have to be familiar with Jam Pony Express.
Us 25-year-olds.
Mic checks and all of that. So I'm looking forward to them. So yeah, we're going to be have a party DJ half by Jam Pony Express, and we'll also be featuring DJ Dimp. So this event Friday night is going to be very live.
Popping.
Very live.
So at 6 o'clock, before the kicks and sips, at 6 o'clock we got Kevin Powell, and it's Jill Tracy from Hot 105, my very dear friend from back in the day. We started Hot 105 together way long time ago.
Such a nice person.
Yeah, Jill is fantastic. So I know that she is kind of the voice of the festival and also moderating. And so it's Jill moderating and then Kevin Powell. And then who else is on that?
So all of the participating authors will be there that Friday night to sell their books, to take pictures with the audience, to answer questions. It's not going to be more of a panel discussion, but more of a reception. They'll be willing to come in and take pictures, sign autographs, just for to give the public an opportunity to meet them up and close. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be to where they just come and see them on stage and they don't have
you want them to be.
Like most of all of our book festivals have been to the point where the public has up close and personal interaction with the authors or whatever. That way, they can kind of just feel like.
I mean, hip hop is such a personal experience for everyone.
Yes.
I remember when I discovered hip hop. Obviously, you do, and it's kind of this music that really spoke to the community and spoke to the Black experience. And, I'm a Jamaican, I'm a Jamaican, and I know that, a man of Jamaican heritage was kind of the first known kind of starter of hip hop. So go to Jamaica, as you know. So, we always have our fingers in everything. So the language of hip-hop is such a beautiful language, and to see it being celebrated in so many different ways this year is awesome. You also have two of my very favorite men, which is Isaiah Smalls from the Herald, love him so much, and my personal DJ Tillery, who's also my very, very good friend, my wonderful beloved. And so tell me, where Isaiah's with Kevin Powell, right?
Yes. He'll be interviewing Kevin Powell, and DJ Tillery will be doing the Saturday event at 4 p.m., the Funky Drummer, Hip-Hop Sampling and the Legacy of Black Music. Okay,
all right, so we're going to put Friday here. Let's go to Saturday completely. So tell me about Saturday.
So Saturday is the official day, the lineup. It'll be starting out with, like I said, we'll have Rob Kenner. We'll also have, be featuring Slip and Slide's CEO Ted Lucas. Yes.
And Rico Love, right?
And Rico Love will be doing his interview. Very interested in watching that interview because, usually when you hear about Slip and Slide, you're interviewing Trick Daddy or Trina, one of them. So it'll be nice to see another angle of the history of that record label, being that they've played such an intricate part in.
I mean, Ted Lucas is the man. Ted Lucas is the man.
Absolutely.
The man for hip-hop
Absolutely.
in South Florida, and I was able to work with Trina about a month and a half ago. Trina is also a spokesperson for One United Bank, and my agency handles One United Bank, the largest black-owned bank in the country. Thank you very much. And Trina is now our spokesperson, so I got to hang out with her a couple of weeks ago. She's so awesome.
Yeah, she's such a nice person. I got to meet her once back in Tallahassee when my friends, they're Kappas, and they used to do the Kappa Luau back in Tallahassee. And I got to meet her once back then, and such a nice person. You know what I mean? I know some people have their perceptions of, celebrities, and
oh, she's a nice lady.
She was opening, you know what I mean, very nice, very respectful, and just super nice. So yeah, man, shout out to Trina. Like I've always,
Trina's great. So Saturday we have Rob Kenner, and then it's a panel with Rico and Ted.
So with Rico and Ted, it'll be sort of kind of like this session, kind of what we're doing here.
Like Oprah style. Yeah.
Yep, and
I'm Oprah, your gal. No, I'm sorry. Guy gal.
I know, right?
Never mind, sorry.
But yeah, it's just a one-on-one discussion. Like I said, we when you hear Slip and Slide, you think Trick, Trina, and all of them. So it's just, we want to come at it from a different angle and hear Mr. Lucas's story, how it all came about, and, just the effect and everything. Just want to hear the impact that they've had on South Florida and Florida in general, and actually all over, because Slip and Slide is pretty much nationwide. So
no, Slip and Slide is I'm a big Ted Lucas fan. He's always been very kind to me. So so Saturday, we have Rico, and then tell me about. There's also an inclusion of the Universal Hip Hop Museum that was founded in the Bronx.
Yes. So
Renee. I want to say her name is Renee.
Renee. Yeah. Yes. They'll be putting on the discussion as well. You have Renee. We'll have Dr. Regina Bradley as well on board for that Saturday. It's so much going on.
I know it's a lot. It's
kind of all going on in here, but. I just want to thank everybody. I just want to.
Go ahead. Thank your people.
I just want to thank everybody for coming on board and willing to sacrifice their time and stuff to come out and just make this event. What we're trying to make it, and we're putting on for you guys, the public, and just come out. It's free except for Friday night. It's not that much, but all of these discussions and panels and everything is totally free. You come in, you can go to Eventbrite. You can look up 2023 South Florida Book Festival. You'll see all the links right there. You can jump on, click your workshops and register. A lot of them have already sold out or been registered as full. Yeah. But come out anyway, and because you still may be able to step in and get a good look inside or whatnot.
And I believe Tamika says she's trying to add some sessions.
Absolutely, it was kind of a packed schedule at the moment, but we are trying to finagle some room and space and shift around to allow other people to come in, because we've been receiving a lot of reception as far as from the public as far as this event.
That's awesome. Listen, you haven't even got there and the thing's almost sold out.
It's going pretty crazy.
It's almost sold. You must have a good marketing company.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Susan.
I know, shameless self-promoter. So we have so it's a South Florida Book Festival. It's a signature program for the African American Research Library and Cultural Center in Fort Lauderdale. This is the event's 11th year.
Yes.
The theme for this year is the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, which is going to also address the stigma that surrounds the genre of hip-hop.
Yes.
And then also honor South Florida's unique contribution to the culture.
Absolutely.
Like Rico Love, Ted Lucas, DJ Tillery, and all of the people, Jill Tracy, Jam Pony Express, Isaiah. Also Nadej is on somewhere in that mix. And so awesome.
Speaking of Nadej, we'll have Nadej, Miss Mizell, Cheryl Mizell,
yeah, my girl.
And if you're from South Florida, you should be familiar with the Mizell family.
Of course.
They'll be coming in to discuss their record store that they had back in the day, and just the impact that they had on the community itself, from the images and stories and interviews that they conducted inside that place from the people that have visited that location and came in to take images. They'll be on hand to come on and discuss that history as well.
So so we're wrapping up. So for more information, you can visit soulflowbookfest.broward.org. No www and no https. It's just soulflowbookfest.broward.org. All of the events except for the Friday night event are free. The location again in 5 seconds.
2650 Sistrunk Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33311.
Okay, all right. So please join me, Circle of One. Please join Mr. Wonderful Librarian Fitzpatrick. Go ahead.
Hey, Tray Fitzpatrick.
And Dr. Tamika Hobbs.
Yes.
Thank you so much.